Good afternoon, everyone. Appreciate y'all coming out as always. Big day for our program. A lot of happy kids in that locker room that have worked so hard for this opportunity and are incredibly excited. So, I thought it was a gritty performance. I thought it was a situation where we needed our defense to pick us up a couple times because we left a little meat on the bone, especially in the first half offensively. And they did, aside from the first play of the game, the defense allowed, I thought they played lights out. And it was a ton of fun to be on that sideline. And even talking about the last drive, because I have so much respect for LeJontay Wester and what he's done this season and how Tom and his staff have done such a great job getting him the football. And for them to go to him 4 times in a row on that last drive, I believe, and him not to catch any of them is just such a testament to our defense, to our belief, and to the way these guys fight. And before that, like the drive that the offense put together, 13 plays, 64 yards on that last drive in the fourth quarter that the offense had, and averaged over 7 yards per carry on first down. So never got behind the sticks. We're able to almost close out the game. We were a first down away from closing out the game. But as I said, that just gave our defense a chance to come out there and end it. So really pleased with this team win. And certainly pleased with these guys for earning the right to go bowling. With that, I'll open up for any questions. We should. On the touchdown drive.
Yeah.
He sure did. After we just got behind the sticks, it was 2nd and 20. He makes that incredible catch. Man, what a well-said statement. Like, we talk about Luke McCaffrey so much and we don't talk about him enough. And I think that couldn't be more true. The impact he has on our team and the player that he is. Feel so blessed to have been able to work with him. Yeah, absolutely it is. I mean, and I don't know that he has an easy catch. He certainly doesn't have an easy touchdown catch on the year. Everyone's contested. His helmet's coming off. Somebody's poking him in the eye. I mean, it's crazy. Or hitting him. And whether he was running the ball today or catching it, I thought he was exceptional. He had 2 carries for 31 yards as well. So just a huge impact on our team in every way, and leadership as well.
I want to ask you about your quarterback too. You said the past 2 weeks we hadn't seen the best of AJ Padgett. What did we see today?
Still not the best AJ Padgett. Still not the best. He is such a much better quarterback than what we've been able to put on display in games. And we got to keep working with him. We got to get him to settle down. I thought those 2 red zone drives in the first half, he is so much better than that. He knows where to go with the ball. He can throw the ball through a keyhole. And we've got to get him to be able to settle down and do that. We had multiple instances today where he called the wrong play in the huddle, and it's pandemonium. We took a delay of game on first down. There's just operational things that he can play so much better. And I'm thankful we got a little bit of time before this next one to get him ready for that.
And then what does it kind of say for you to have a game where it feels like you're in more control of the game than you are, but to find a way again when you need it? To close out the win and get to 6.
Yeah, grit, right? Like, you gotta love it. You gotta love it when these guys fight like that. But it's also the way they're trained. It's also the way they talk. We say we're a player-led football team, and we give them a lot of power. And for them to come through in the clutch that way, I don't know what else we can ask for. I mean, that's so exciting to watch them find a way. Even when, the most important position in sports that we know gets too much credit and too much blame isn't playing as well as he wants to. Everybody else picking him up. That's what this thing's all about. Like, to me, that's when you talk about winning games different ways. Like I think you brought up last week, when we're grounding the ball but still making some key throws when we need to move the sticks. But it's a different formula. It's almost going back to some of the things we did with the Jets in the late 2000s, where it's, pound the rock, control the clock, and play great defense. And that's a formula to win too. But it's also very different from where we were in week 6 or 7 when we were leading the American in passing. And that's the way we chose to attack it. So it's hard to make big turns and pivots in an offense. It's certainly hard to do it in season. So I think it's a testament to Marcus Tuiasosopo that he's been able to find a way, him and the offensive staff been able to find a way, and these players from taking it, putting it on their shoulders and kind of tightening up their belt and finding a way.
Coach, we talked before the season about the leadership of this team, how many captains were voted on. In these key moments, you guys have seemed to find a way when you really needed to. How much does that leadership play into these key moments where you guys have been able to pull through?
Yeah, what a great question. I think it goes back to during training camp, I had the captains and the seniors over at my house, and we formulated what we believed was the DNA of our football team and what it needed to be. And that's what we always go back to. And I think those guys lean on it. Those guys talk about it. Those guys hold each other accountable. You know, on game day, it's great when somebody can talk to you and say, let's go. That means a lot. And, you know, Coleman, Coco, and Juma, two of the ones you'll hear from today are probably two of the best in our program at that. But it's even better to have guys on a Tuesday practice say, we've got to go compete today. We've got to go fight. We've got to have the best Tuesday ever. Because it's one thing for a coach to say it, it's so much more when the players say it.
Bloom, first time you've gone out and clinched bowl eligibility with that 6 win. What was that whole scene on the field after the game, the celebration, and also doing this in the American Conference in your first year as members?
Yeah, there's nobody gave us a chance to do that, is there? So I'm pretty excited about that, to say the least. Yeah, I'm just so proud of these guys. You talk about the scene. I'm wet from getting doused with a Gatorade bucket. I'm stinky from hugging all those players and people throwing champagne at me on the second floor of this building. There's a lot of jubilation, as there should be, from these guys. I mean, I kind of go back to when I took this job. You know, we had played Rice the year before in Sydney, Australia. And I don't know. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from that team, but there were a lot of people in the national media and coaches that told me not to take this job because they could never go to a bowl again. I was just so defiant and so stubborn, probably my wife would tell you. And I got a good group of kids that really wanted to fight. And man, here we are. Staff that just believes. You know, the patience of Dr. Joe Carlgard was awesome, you know, to give us a chance to keep fighting. And, you know, we've had some headwinds, right? Like from not playing in the NIL world for 2 years and from other things. But this is so cool to be here at this moment with the administration we have in place and the alignment we have in place and the excitement. And when you have a board of trustees and the president and AD that are going to do everything they can to help a football program, let's go. American or otherwise.
Coach, can you statistically, I'm looking at this final stats, and it's clear dominance. I mean, it far exceeds what the score indicates. I mean, can you just sort of give a little credence to really, I mean, you sort of find yourself lost for words when you look at statistics and look at the scoreboard. They look like they don't add up. They don't, but we've had times where they didn't add up and we didn't find a way to win. So that's what I'm so proud of, right? Because, and honestly, like, we've been an unbelievable red zone offense this year. I think Coach Tui's so creative down there, and we're near the top 10 in America. And we weren't good today. And so that's what I told the team at halftime is exactly that. Hey, if I told you we've more than doubled their yards, 75 of their 90 rushing yards came on the first play of the game, and we're double their time of possession. They only had 18 plays in the first half. Would y'all think we were only up by 3? And of course, the answer is no. And it's like, okay, well, we got to go change that. And we had a time where we separated a little bit, right? Where we went out there and earned a 10-point advantage. And then unfortunately, well, you know, they're a good football team too. They got good players. They put something together, put a drive together, and then we had to go earn it at the end. So you're right. The numbers don't add up, but I'm glad the scoreboard says what it says.
Coach, can you talk about how well both the defense and the offense played? The defense played so well that they weren't on the field that much, but left the offense to have what they could do, and they were on the field. Look at the stats here, you know, 81 plays to 43. And then,
yeah.
And what jumps out to me is 32 first downs.
32 first downs, 39 minutes and 40 seconds time of possession. Once again, that's a formula to win. It's not how we started the year, but it's how we're getting to a bowl game.
Bloom, you made a comment about when you took this job 6 years ago and how hard it is to win here and how many people told you it was going to be hard to win here. You're the third coach in the history of this program, 100+ seasons to go to back-to-back bowl games. What does that mean to you personally?
Shoot, that's a tough question, Matt, because it makes me really proud of these kids and these coaches. Because again, like nobody's ever blinked. Like anybody who's still in this building has just kept fighting for what they believe in for these kids. And so that's what it's all about. Like, you know, there's a lot of things in this life I probably could have or would have done if I weren't coaching. But I just don't know if I'd get up in the morning. I don't know if anything would get me up like coaching and like these kids do, and like the desire to help a team. And this team has always been worth fighting for me. So it's really cool.
Mike, you had a lot of seniors go through each senior day to day. What's the move like for those guys when you getting this win and getting to this bowl game? You said you've had a lot to work through. They've had a lot of work to get this moment also.
Yeah, they have. The senior, I'm going to answer your question in two parts. The senior day thing is interesting nowadays, right? Because we have 4th, 5th, and 6th year seniors, and it seems like almost everybody can come back. The only 3 that can't come back are the 3 from that 2018 class: Juma, Otoviano, Ari Broussard, and Clay Servant. Everybody else can come back. And so what's exciting about that is when you look at our defense, not only can we have 11 starters back on defense next year, but we can have the entire 2 deep. Now, there's some people like Joshua Pierce and Gabe Taylor. They got to go see what the NFL says. And if it makes sense for them to go to the NFL, then I think they'll go. If it doesn't, again, I don't know if anybody has all their starters back, but I'd bet you anything you want that they don't have their 2 deep back on defense, on a defense that is just ascending and getting better week in and week out, and believing more and more in Coach Smith week in and week out. So it's a fun time to be here. And then as you talk about those seniors that walked, there's a couple of them that were medically disqualified. And so I'm glad we got a chance to honor those guys. There's a bunch of them that just wanted to walk with their class. They're like, hey, it's my 4th year. I'm coming back for 2 more, but I still want to go out there and celebrate this with my buddy. And so that's really, again, like senior day, as I told the team, it's going to hit you harder than you think it will. And that's true when you're walking out with a rose in your hand to go give your parents. And it's true when you look into the tunnel and you see some of the guys that you know, had the blood, sweat, and tears with and fought with in the locker room. When you see them come out the tunnel, to me, if it doesn't mess you up a little bit in a good way, I don't know if you're human. So again, I'm glad we got to get those guys honored today.
After where you came in and how things started to have back-to-back bowl games to end your career?
Definitely, but I expected it to happen a lot sooner, but you never judge a journey by whatever happens. So I'm blessed that we're in this position, but a lot of work left to be done.
And how does it feel you say a lot of work left to be done? You theoretically only have 1 game left as a Rice Owl. How does it feel kind of where you've taken this program and where it could go next? Like, what's next for this?
I think the sky's the limit, man. We started from the ground up and looking at back-to-back bowl games this year, expecting to win this one, and ended off the right way. But blessed to be a part of this group, man. It's a special group.
Can you pinpoint at what point when you think it turned around for y'all and when the switch just clicked for you and for the rest of y'all to be at this point right now?
We just felt that we had a lot more in the tank, and each and every day we just came out ready to work, and our leaders on this team just kept on reiterating that each and every day, making competitive practices, whether it was a walkthrough or a full hard hat Tuesday, everything was the same. The energy was high, and we just came and kept hammering.
Juma, how do you feel that system was working with Dean today? You two kept controlling the clock, moving those sticks. You got 40 minutes of time of possession with that going.
Man, we felt like offensively, we felt like we left a lot of meat on the bone, but me and Dean are always talking. We're a 1-2 punch. And once we get the ball in our hands, nobody's going to be able to stop us.
And Bloom has always said you've been the champion of the word mudita in the program and what that means. Can you tell me what that word means to you and what this 6-year journey has been like, having the ups and downs, having getting the reps, sometimes not getting the reps, and ending it like this?
It's all part of it, but Mudita is just being excited for someone else's success as much as you are for your own. And my journey has some ups and downs, and there was times where I had to cheer on others, you know, while they were cheering on for me while I was on the field. But whenever I was off the field, it was time for me to cheer for them. So it was a long journey, but I'm glad to be where I am right now and love where we're going.
It hasn't always been an easy journey for you guys, as you said, but it's like Rice was physically dominating FAU at times. It looked like their defense was getting tired at the end of the game. Just, what does it mean that you're able to see this process now? That you're able to see how you and Dean are able to do out there on that ball.
It's a blessing, but it is our mantra, intellectual brutality. Now, I got to a point in the game where I kept telling coach, keep running the ball, and just let me and Dean eat. Whoever touches the ball, let us run and eat. But that's our mantra. We believe in it every single day in the run game, and that's what we want to be.
Seems unheard of under Mike Bloomgren for you to have to be begging to run the football at the end of the game. What's it kind of been like playing in this offense, and just how much it's grown and evolved over the past couple of years?
Man, it's been amazing. Just coming into this system, learning how to run power and the right reads on inside and outside zone. I've learned a lot as a football player and a running back.
How long was the line to be the ones to get to dunk Bloom with the Gatorade bucket afterwards?
Oh, that's a great question. Clay White and I we've been talking about this for weeks, but for real, we owe it to him to give him that Gatorade bath. It was awesome. Just a great day, great win. So it would be a shame if he didn't get the Gatorade bath.
And then you have an interesting perspective. You weren't here last season. You come in this year, so you've never known a Rice team that's not bowling.
Right.
When you guys kind of fell behind and needed back-to-back wins to get to the postseason, what was it like for you as one of the leaders on this team? And then what's it like to get to finish and give that Gatorade back?
Yeah. Right on that board. Wrote it 2 weeks ago. So what now what? Right, we had 2 weeks to get 2 wins, and it was not let's get 2 wins. It was let's win Monday. Let's win Tuesday. And 361 days ago, Rice offered me when I jumped in the portal. And it was kind of a no-brainer from the start. And to be a part of it and be with these guys and be in an opportunity to have a winning season for the first time in a long while, it's great. And I'm very, very thankful for the coaches and the staff and everybody to be here and be a part of this. It's pretty awesome.
Then not just be a part of it, but you got that big sack at the end of the game. And what's it like to be on the field in those key moments and have the defense, get to go win it?
I guess that's why I'm here. But it's awesome. I mean, when the crowd's going crazy and it's 3-point game with the offense out there to score and win it, and here you go. It's you either stop them or that's it. It was awesome, and you live for that. And me and Jordan Campbell too, both transfers in here out on the field in our package there at the end, and looked at each other and we're like, here we go. That's why we're here. So let's get after it. Let's go finish it. And to go get that stop and see that ball fall incomplete on 4th down, it's awesome. It's what you play for. We could have went 12-0 or 6-6. That feeling is the exact same. And I am so happy for what our success is on this team and what we made out of this season. It's pretty great.
And then I was looking back during the game, you gave up 120 points in your first 3 games, and the defense was kind of having a tough go. How satisfying is it to, talk about winning that next day, but to be able to close the door and have, 2 or 3 of your best defensive performances here at the end of the year?
I mean, it's just a testament to the way that we practice and the way that we prepare here. I think this is the first season that I've had where I feel like every single week I haven't gotten beat down and torn down and my body's falling apart. I feel like I've gotten stronger and smarter and faster every single week here. And that's just shout out to all the nutritionists, the weight coaches, everybody here. It's all been a fantastic process, and every single day it's been a step in the right direction. And it's like Coach K was saying it to us a couple of days ago. It's not like all the stuff we're preparing for this week to play this game. It's been what we've been preparing for all season to play this game. The same stuff that we're going to see, the same everything. So yeah, for sure.
He had that 75-yard touchdown run the very first play. After that, you guys basically shut him down. They only had like 200 yards in the rest of the game, and you only ran like 40-something plays.
Yeah.
What's that mean to this defensive unit to be able to go out there and do something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were talking from the beginning of the week, we're going to get a shutout. We're going to get a shutout. And, it's tough to go give a touchdown up on the first play of the game, but you kind of just pretend like it didn't happen and go play football, because we have trust in our offense. We know these guys are going to go score the football. So at the end of the day, it was a great defensive performance. We had our ups and downs, but I think at the end of the day, it showed a true toughness that we've got, and that no matter the circumstance that we've got, if we got to go finish it with 3 points to go or whatever the score is, it doesn't matter. Line the ball up. We're going to play. Like we've got a tough defense, and throw whatever you want at us.
And Coach talked about, already next year about guys who can come back. What would be your pitch to any aspiring defensive player that might be thinking about coming here and jumping on the portal about what the future of this program is right now?
I would say that for me, I would say if you would like a world-class education and to be a part of a football team that is going on the up and up and doing things that people cannot think that you can do, it's a place to be. I mean, you can look at the American Conference at the beginning of the year. They had a second to last in the conference and all that stuff, but that didn't matter to any of us. It was like, we knew we had a talented ball club. We know we have a talented ball club. We know we're going to be even better next year. So if you want to be a part of a winning team, a part of a great culture, it's the place for you. I'm so thankful to be here. I mean, I could pitch it. Back when you guys talked to me after Houston, I said, I love it here. I mean, 10 weeks later, 11 weeks later, I probably love it even more. So thanks, guys.
Updated schedule. Media availability, et cetera, right?